Oh, they may be playing football and the crowd is yelling, kill the referee. But no matter what the score, when the clock strikes 4, everything stops for tea.
Hi, and welcome to Spill the Tea, the show for British expats and everybody who loves all things British. My name's Ian.
And my name is Sam, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. We've got lots to chit-chat about, and both Ian and I are in our own personal studios with our pets today. So welcome to the show, everyone. Hey, Ian, what's going on?
Hi, how you doing? We're running the show a little bit late today.
We are. I think there'll be quite a few people at home, though, right now, don't you? Watching the show or just laying around on the couch.
Well, probably. But it was, yeah. It's because we actually have been very busy this week. I mean, I know that you had a lot of stuff going on, which is part of the reason why we're actually running a bit late. But it was quite nice not to have a ridiculously early morning this morning because we actually get going a few hours before we actually start doing this show. And again, you're on my screen down here, but everybody else is up here, so you know.
I know. Yeah, it's funny because someone messaged me the other day and said, "Well, where are you? I've been trying to message you," and I said, "I'm at home, but I'm really busy." So, I mean, we're filling our days. We're getting loads and loads done. I'm still working from home, and but the days sometimes can feel a little bit long. A little bit.
Well, actually, I'm getting.
Is yours going fast?
They are, yeah. I actually can't believe that it's already a week since we're nice mug. Since the last show. And actually, I'm in a slightly different place today for a couple of reasons. One is that we were on Wi-Fi last week and we had those kind of glitches. So fingers crossed that we don't get that today. And the second reason is, look, I'm not stressed. I'm not like trying to do 6 things at the same time. Because our faithful Travis, now that we've been in quarantine for over 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks or so, and Travis is here, but he's sitting a good 8-9 feet away from me. So he's over there. You doing all right?
Is it behind plexiglass?
Fine. Just stay over there, please.
Yeah, I'm staying over here. But
Travis has taken it very seriously.
He is.
He's been getting mad at people that don't take it seriously.
As he should. So we're hardwired today, and we've got Travis. So this makes my life a lot easier. Makes me more relaxed, like Kev. I don't think you can even see him there actually, but he's there. There he is.
Oh, I see him.
He's there.
Brilliant.
He's there.
Well, I got both of my monkeys in here. Thornton she was up for a minute and then she's like, enough of that. Show me the cup that you're using. What's on your cup?
Oh, it's the same one as last week.
Keep calm and carry on. Well,
yeah.
This was dropped off for me by Dan Burke's wife, Rosemary.
Oh, nice. That's very good.
So I got my own. Yeah, I also had chocolate dropped off too. I've made out like a bandit this week. Yeah,
well, you know what? This has been definitely every week. Every week seems to be a little crazier, but
it is.
Obviously a lot's happened in a week. One of the things that I thought was kind of funny actually was the different memes that everybody's coming up with.
There's some good ones.
There is some good ones out there, and I've got my pick, my memes of the week if you want. The first one,
I love that.
Yeah, I've got one here. It's regarding because Lent. We just went through Lent, so there's this one that came up, and was it the lentiest Lent that's ever been lented, or yeah. And when you think about that, you're like, well, yeah, what have we given up for Lent? Well, pretty much everything. My personal freedom, my career, everything that we have has been given up for Lent right now. So that kind of made me chuckle. And the other one, which Rachel kind of found me this morning, which was what?
After isolation.
Yeah, it's the after isolation. So I mean, because we haven't actually got any monitors here right now. So Travis, you can read it out for me.
It says after isolation. It's a lady and another lady. It says, "Where's your husband? In the garden. I didn't see him. You need to dig a little."
Dun, 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 dun. So there it is. I thought those were pretty funny. So if you guys have got some good memes that you've seen this week, throw them in the comments. We'd love to see them.
It's certainly a test for relationships. And I think what most people have realized is they actually don't spend that much time with their families.
Yeah, that's true.
And all of a sudden, you're like, whoa, this is a lot of time together. And people are definitely getting creative. What I did see, with Easter coming up, is someone took that blue painter's tape and they made what looked like a stained glass on their wooden fence. And then
Right.
they had the kids colour it in with chalk to look like a stained glass. So people are definitely getting
Nice.
very artsy. And when you do art and you listen to music and that kind of stuff, it is relaxing. So it's nice to see that everybody's, taken to that. But I've seen more live music on Facebook than I've ever seen
That's
in
right.
my life.
Yeah.
And I love it, and people are truly enjoying music.
Yeah, no, it's
And
true. Everybody, all the creativity's coming out. I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of nice that we're sort of up to speed with what we're doing with the show, because this would have been a good show to have done anyway.
Right.
So it's great that we're already up to speed, but there's been a lot of creativity out there. People, especially a lot of guitarists, a lot of groups performing.
so many guitarists. It almost inspired me to pick mine up, almost. But I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite there. Maybe me and Jim can come out some kind of a duo.
Right.
You know who's going to... I'll ruin it, though. You know that. So.
Right, what are you going to do? You're going to do something?
Yeah, well, I'll do something. I've got something in mind.
Uh-oh.
On the guitar.
Well, make sure you share it to the page.
Oh, I don't know if I'm that brave.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Well, I tell you what, someone challenged me yesterday to a lip sync, stay-at-home lip sync battle. And basically, you just film yourself lip syncing and then upload it. So I think you and I should do that.
We could do that.
And then we can have people vote and who's the winner.
We could do that. We could do that. So what else have you been doing this week, Sam?
Well, I'm not one to ever say the word I'm bored, which I never am. And I've always got a list of things to do aside from work. So it's been a lot of gardening, which I normally do at this time of year anyway. And I find it extremely therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. But it's those little things around the house that you look and you go, oh, we need to paint that. Oh, we need to fix that. So we're compiling a massive list room by room and just chunking our way down it. So our house will be fabulous by the time that we're done.
Yeah.
I've already got paint that I bought ages ago to redecorate some of the rooms, which it will be me doing that because Jim can't stand painting.
Have you been making anything?
I have been.
Maybe.
I've been embroidering actually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I haven't started on my masks. I pulled out fabric and stuff.
All right.
But the hoop.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing that.
Oh.
So and I just ordered that on Amazon.
Nice.
Because obviously you can't get into Michael's and the craft stores and stuff.
Right.
So, but I have pulled out the fabric for the masks. I think we'll have some fun with that. I've been doing some embroidery and I've been designing a ton of notebook covers like I normally do, but just going on a full-on tilt.
What else did
you
make, Sam?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, how much I brag about my baking.
Your baking skills and how you are always saying how I'm just, I can't even make a cup of tea.
That's right. And I do brag about my mad baking skills. Mm-hmm. Well, I did bake, and I think we'll just show the video. Should we just show the video?
Bread.
Yeah.
Horrible. Look, can't even squash it. It's a brick. So much for this brick. You can't eat that. Certainly couldn't give it to a bird. You'd kill it.
So that, yeah. So not so little dense, sort of bagel bread, perhaps. Where's it
Not
going?
even that. Brick bread.
Brick
bread.
Yeah. Well, I was being polite.
I bake bread in the oven, but no, I decide I'm going to use the bread maker that I have. Now, all I've ever made in the bread maker is gluten-free, which never really, you're never get a raised up bread.
Right.
And I've made jam in it.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? I'll just throw the ingredients in. 3.5 hours later, why it takes that long, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It was a brick.
Here's the thing, Sam. You see, I saw your video and I thought,
Right.
well, I think I should probably step up to the plate a little bit here because you are very much the one that likes to let me know that my cooking skills are 0 to none. So with assistance, I did this. So Sam, I'm picking up the bread making challenge, and I'm taking your bread maker and I'm raising it to the KitchenAid. The proof. Oh yeah. Look at that. Come on. This one's squishy. This is squishy. What can I say?
I've got to eat crow.
Come on. I mean, I can't take complete credit for it,
amazing.
of course, and Rachel was assisting with that. But, you know...
That bread looked amazing, Ian.
I did stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
And isn't it nice when you do bake for yourself? It
was
tastes
nice being
better.
able to gloat right now. I mean, that's kind of... And in fact... Anyway, you carry on. Talk amongst yourselves.
So
I'm just going to enjoy this delicious piece of toast.
Is it toasted?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it comes on the microphone. That's not good.
I take it all back, Ian. I take it. I couldn't have
like
baked
some?
a worse loaf of bread. I would have loved some of that. Oh, don't you just love a nice bit of toast and some nice butter on it?
Absolutely.
Simple.
Yeah.
Nice and simple. And a cup of tea, and you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. Get
Ian,
the crumbs off.
Ian, I'm impressed. I'm
Thank
really
you.
impressed.
Thank you.
So now, what's next week's baking challenge going to be?
Oh, this is a thing now, is it? All right.
Baby,
well,
yeah.
You name it. Or cooking.
Okay.
It doesn't have to just be baking.
Okay.
It could be cooking, and I'll make it.
We'll come up with a cooking/baking challenge.
Well, maybe we should let others give us a challenge. So if you've got something that you think that Sam and I should make in our own little worlds, and we can compare the results afterwards, write it here, give us an idea, and we'll do it. That's the idea.
Eileen says my loaf was a doorstep.
Oh yeah.
It was like an anvil.
Hey, you can use it for home protection in these days.
I
Put it in a
couldn't
sock.
believe how bad it was. I just couldn't believe. But the funny thing was, the next morning, Jim said, I had a slice of that bread. I said, what bread? And he went, that bread you made. And I went, why?
You did?
And he said he could barely cut it. And he said, and the butter just couldn't soak into the bread.
Uh-huh.
So, and that's, you know what, Ian?
Sorry, I missed that. I was enjoying a slice of I couldn't.
You know what?
Yummy. Yes, what?
Not to give you too many details, but Jim had an upset stomach.
That's already too many details.
It must be from the bread.
From the bread?
He's the only one that ate it. He's the only one that ate it.
That's fine.
So to heck with a flipping bread maker. I'll just keep using it for jam, which, by the way, if you've not made jam in it, it's brilliant, I have to say.
Well, who we got on today? We got Jane Firth calling from her bathtub in Yorkshire. See, if you're talking too much information, then thanks, Jane.
Well.
Yeah. Ethan, hello from a Brit in California. Hope you're doing all right over there. Hope everyone's doing all right wherever you are in your isolation. Ben Johnson is in central London. He's moving to Calgary next year. So I'm sure everything will be good. Actually, Calgary is probably a good place to be right now, I would have thought.
It probably is.
Mike's watching.
Danny Stone. Danny, we love Danny.
Stephen Edwards.
Danny, I love the videos of Danny's dog that he posts. Love it.
Actually, Stephen Edwards Hardy Delaney, just to give you your full name, is hello from Texas. Hope everyone's staying safe down there. So Charlotte, my niece, is watching. A big kutch from Porth in South Wales, in the valleys. Good to see you.
Oh,
Danny Stone is watching. Need I say?
We love Danny.
And who else we got? Oh yeah, the doorstep.
Do you know
thing.
we've got
Mark McGarry?
We've got some
hot cross buns.
We've got some good suggestions. Yes.
Hot cross buns, because it's going to be an Easter thing. All right, Mark.
That's it.
I think.
Next week.
We've got Welsh cakes. Charlotte says Welsh cakes. I don't think anyone's going to make them better than the Welsh. So, but maybe. And if you actually want, if you guys make something and want to send us a video of the stuff that you've made, do that. We'll run that on the show too. Yorkshire puddings. Yeah, that's got potential.
Oh, yeah.
Fish and chips. Now that might be a good one. If we can get all the ingredients, because it's a bit of a lottery as to what we can get at the moment.
What you can get.
Shepherd's pie. Oh, we're getting up there now. Jam in the bread maker. Sam needs to know more.
I will let
she
you
needs
know.
to know more.
I will let you know because it's so easy to make it in the bread maker. So easy, and then you can make all your own combinations. I make peach, ginger, and vanilla jam. It's
Nice.
Divine.
What's a victory sponge, Sam? Or in fact, what's a victory sponge, Jane? Because we got
Victoria. I think she means Victoria Sponge.
Victoria Sponge. I like the idea of victory sponge. I'm going to make my own version, and it's called victory sponge because it's a winner.
Do you think people will invent Corona dishes now?
Oh, I hope not. I hope there's no comedy about this after it's all done because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be a while before it would get funny, for sure. Excuse me.
Oh gosh, keep eating your toast, why don't you? Well,
I've
listen, I've got
some.
some.
Here. I'm working.
I've got. Yes, Pam, we're talking about baking, and Pam loves my strawberry galette. She calls it the Pac-Man pie because she just eats the crust from all around the edge first.
Pac-Man pie. That's funny.
And she loves an English sticky toffee pudding. She loves that. So we've got some great suggestions there. So yeah, we're going to bake next week or cook next week, and we'll present our creations to everyone.
That'll be good.
I've got a little royal update.
Okay.
Prince Charles is out of isolation.
Yeah, he hadn't even been in isolation on last week's show, had he? Or had he got it by last week's show? I can't remember. I don't even know what we talked about last week. I was a bit busy.
And then apparently the Queen's footman has got corona.
Yeah, I mean, her and Prince Philip, they got to stay well clear of this stuff because
Isn't it a good job she wears gloves?
Well, yeah, true. But she could pick it up on the gloves unless she's wearing latex gloves or rubber gloves. So.
But I doubt the Queen takes her gloves off like this.
I'd like to think she does. I bet she does.
And the other thing today is it's Harry and Meghan's last day as royals, and they have moved to LA.
Oh, that's
the
right.
The Canadians aren't very happy. They've got a hashtag. They've been markled. So yes, but they're certainly not the most important information right now. It's all about coronavirus and people staying healthy and getting well.
Exactly.
But today's last official day, and they've moved to LA, and they will not be getting protection paid for by the US taxpayer, and that's been made very clear. So, but I think they still have to have a British police security presence. And I think they fly in and out and change teams over, I think, from what I can gather.
Anybody's flying anywhere right now.
Not really, not anymore, they're not.
British Airways just terminated all their flights from Gatwick, like all of them. So they're not even going out anywhere. So, but anyway, on the other side of this though, and I know it's kind of hard to sort of find the upside of all this at the moment, but there are a few things that are kind of interesting, and some of those things are kind of probably temporary, but environmentally speaking, we've seen some changes. I'm sure you guys have all seen the kind of the news out there about dolphins and swans in Venice, in the channels in Venice, and I think Los Angeles has had its third straight week of its cleanest air in a long time, and so if there was any doubt, I think it obviously does prove the point that we can thrive a little bit better as a planet without less of our own actual intervention. But that's that's got to be a positive thing. Maybe these are
plus.
some things that we can carry through, and perhaps there's some things that we're all experiencing that can carry through that after this we will want to do. Whether it's the working from home thing, spending more time with family.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be other ways of being able to operate that will actually be better for us as a community, as much as socially, as much as environmentally and economically.
And also, I think,
who knows? I mean, it's going to be a bit of a mess.
I think for business too, so many people have been forced to take their business online, but they're having success with it. And I was saying to my sister, who's now taken her classes online, I think once they get back to teaching, in her different venues, that she'll still keep that online class format, because there are people joining in that don't even live in her city. They can't go to her class.
I actually think there's going to be a huge boom in online commerce, e-commerce effectively, but with the online live streams and that kind of thing. The health classes. I mean, there are people out there doing it already, but I think this has now kind of been the great equalizer in that platform. But definitely from business. Obviously, Amanda and I were business owners. The studio is closed right now, which is why we're here. And we just got to see how we can all sort of ride the wave and get through the other side of this thing, and then come back to it. Now, who knows? I mean, the nice thing, one of the core things about our studio, of course, is we do a lot of live streaming. So, we're actually going to be bringing back a lot of the shows, hopefully all the shows that were there prior to the shutdown. And in fact, we've even had a client that we're going to be on with after this as a test, who wants us to be able to mix their show. They're in New York, and they want to do a 3-camera shoot from New York, and we'll actually be mixing it and streaming it from Las Vegas. So that's
brilliant.
But yeah, we'd never even thought about that possibility. So we got to do a test. But yeah, I think there's a lot more
it can work.
Kind of broad thinking and creativity that's happening right now.
Yeah. I do. I think people will either remain online, or it'll be an additional thing when they get back to their normal business. But people have definitely been creative. Drive-through, pickup, curbside pickup, those kind of things are really important, and they'll probably keep those as well. So it's forced people, and I think for those people that were scared to get on camera, they just thought, I have no choice. I've got to get on camera now. And I think a lot of people are saying, why didn't I do that before? Initially I was nervous, of course, but I'm so glad I did that. And then, people are trying to figure out how to monetize everything and what platforms are best for that, So,
Right.
there's a lot of experimentation. And I must admit, I've seen some very funny Zooms where, you've got people going on for the first time, the phone's upside down, they don't realize the camera's on them. I mean, it's been quite funny, people trying to figure out technology.
Well, one of my good friends, Nicky Dewhurst, and his family, they have what's called Crappy Hour, which is every day at 6 p.m. So we've been doing a Zoom, and I dive on with that, and we all kind of have a little catch up at 6 and have Crappy Hour. So that's all these little things. But and actually,
it's great.
And talking about doing other things at home. Eve Dawes, who does our BFF section, she's got something this week that's going to be showing you how to do kind of at-home, like facial type things.
Yeah, your own home spa treatment.
Exactly. So let's take a look at that.
Good morning. I thought I'd share with you today one of my face masks I like to do at home. It's super hydrating, super nourishing and healing and calming, and it only uses 3 ingredients that you probably already have at home anyway. So it starts with half an avocado, which is great. It has all the natural oils in to really hydrate your skin and leave it nice and baby smooth. Then the other thing we're going to use is honey. Honey is another humectant. It's also antibacterial. So all of those properties are really going to help to nourish and heal the skin. And then the last ingredient we're going to use, which pretty much most of us have if you're like me and love your morning porridge, is just a handful of oats, which again is actually really good for hydration, which most people don't realize, and a little bit of exfoliation. If you don't have avocado or you can't get hold of it at the moment, you can actually use milk instead. If you use 3 tablespoons of milk that has lactic acid in, and that will gently exfoliate your skin without any irritation. So I'm gonna put a handful of oats in here. I can stick my hands in because it's my box of oats. No one else eats it in the house. So once you've mashed all of the ingredients together, got all the lumps out, got it nice and smooth, it should look like a paste. So it should be really easy to apply to the face. So leave it there for 15 minutes, grab a cup of tea, relax, and then wash it off, and it should leave your face nice and smooth and hydrated. Now, another thing you can do at home is a lip scrub. For that, super easy, just find your favorite lip balm, pinch of sugar, and you can just mix the two together. So you'll do this without makeup on, obviously. I just didn't want you to have to look at that on the camera. A little bit of sugar, and then you can just like mix that together, and then just apply it to your lips, gently exfoliate, and then rinse off with a flannel, and then just use some more lip balm afterwards, and that'll be a nice at-home hydrating lip mask. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks on Spill the Tea.
So there you go. That's and as Eve says, if you don't avocado, if you don't
Avocado.
I've been waiting all day just to be able to get that joke in.
I know.
It's a
I think
good one.
that's a great. I think that's a great mask, though. You're at home, and why not use up some of the ingredients you've got at home? They
Yeah.
do work.
Yeah.
I got a little co-host that's just shown up, Miss
Oh
Thornton.
yeah. Actually, that's interesting that you have a little co-host there. Actually, because during Eve's section there, my doorbell rang. So that was actually very good timing, unless it was planned that way. I'm not sure. But I just got a food delivery that I didn't even order. It's true. And I turns out I've got a co-host myself, and I'm going to shuffle over
Yay!
here, and he's going to come in right now. First of all, right there. Come on in. No, come on, right next to me. Scoot in.
Don't touch me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I've been around him for the last 2
that's
weeks,
true.
so I think we can get away with it. But the delivery he brought
Patrick.
me. Oh, you guys are going to be so jealous.
Oh, have you got scones?
Sausage rolls.
Sausage rolls. Oh, I know they're good.
Yesterday, so.
Because Patrick is the baker.
And I got his ketchup because he likes his ketchup.
I do.
You like it with
Ketchup.
ketchup?
Actually, Patrick, can you actually host the rest of the show? Because I'm going to eat some sausage rolls.
He's had toast and toast.
doing that?
I'm all right, Patrick. Did you see my horrific bread that I made?
I caught the end of the brick, I think.
Did you see the amazing bread I made?
I did.
Yes.
Where did you buy that from?
Shh, don't.
Patrick,
quick switch.
Yeah.
I've always baked in the traditional way.
I've got
But I have this bread maker and I make jam in it, and I thought I'll save some time. Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Going back to my traditional ways.
What was missing?
Do you know, there was nothing missing, but I have a question for you. How long does yeast last for? What's the expiration on yeast, on dry yeast?
Well,
do you think that?
I guess depends if it was aerated.
Right.
Yeah, yeast should last a fair amount of time, but maybe not a few years, you know. So.
I should check it because I've got more in
packets,
my
right?
pantry. Yes, and I've got more in the pantry. I should check the date. Maybe that was the issue. But I was not impressed. When people rave about a bread maker bread, no, I'm sorry. No, it's not for me. It's not for me. Oh, gosh. Look. Oh. So wrong.
It's the ketchup.
Hey, listen, I have another royal update.
Yeah.
If you've not toured Buckingham Palace,
Would you like a
can
sausage
get
roll?
a virtual
That's a
tour.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You can do the
You
tour?
can get a virtual tour of Buckingham Palace.
Are you jealous? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm just ignoring you.
Do so.
Well, I wasn't staying long. I got to get back to the house because we're having lunch. So.
Oh, okay. Well, fine.
Oh,
Well, thank you for delivering some sausage rolls. That's lovely.
nice to see you, Patrick.
You were in and out of the house very quick yesterday, so.
I was. And actually,
And
this
you
is
did-
probably the closest I've actually been to you in a long while.
It really is.
Don't cough.
You'll be protected by eating that sausage roll. That'll build your
I'll do
immune
some scones
system
later.
up.
Well, it will.
Oh, and they are good. Yours are
scones.
good.
The cream's already done, so.
Oh, and by the way, everybody, it's homemade. He makes his own clotted cream.
He does.
Fantastic. Was lovely seeing you, Patrick.
All right, mate.
Bye.
I'll see you. See you later.
So Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
You can go on their website and you can get a virtual tour of Buckingham Palace and the Royal Collection.
Right.
And they said that you can peruse more than 250,000 works in the Royal Collection, one of the most spectacular stashes of art on the planet.
Wow.
So if you've not seen it, you can get a virtual tour. If you've seen it before and you want to relive it all over again, you can do that as well. Then, what else did I want to tell you about? Oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing. Well, actually, last week, there was a day and a time that was set in England where people would open the windows, step out their front doors, and clap for the staff of the NHS. And so I had my
getting the clap for NHS.
That's right. So
I mean,
my sister.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So sausage rolls. I'm in heaven.
So I had
my cousin says I'm a lucky bugger. I am.
Yes, he is. So I had my twin sister stream it live, that I could participate.
Yeah.
And it was very emotional. It was just this amazing solidarity and a thank you. And I can't imagine what that feels like if you're at the NHS and you could hear people clapping in thanks. I thought it was brilliant.
It's amazing.
I think they're doing one this week for all the other essential workers.
Oh, the same time, same time, same day.
I'm not sure day of time. Maybe someone back home can let us know that because again,
that'd be helpful.
I still like to feel like I'm very connected back home and whatever. Oh, Mark McGarry's asking if Patrick made that puff pastry, and guarantee you
Patrick,
did. Mark.
You still here? Do you make your own puff pastry? No, he doesn't.
No!
It's too much effort, he says. You should have just
Mark
said yes. Nobody's going to be able to
McGarry can cook. He's a great cook too.
Yeah.
There's a funny story here. Get this. Policewoman stopped a driver on the M6 back home, and he shouldn't have been out driving because it wasn't a necessary trip, but he'd gone to pick up some 15-pound windows with his wife, and they'd loaded up. He was in Cheshire on Sunday after collecting his purchase in Salford, yeah? They'd loaded up, but then there was no room for the wife. So he put her in the boot of the car. So he gets stuck. It was a 220-mile round trip, yeah? So when they stopped him, they said it was a mixture of shock and belief. I'm amazed at how many people are still making unnecessary journeys. And so they stop him, and then they find the windows in the car and his wife in the boot. I mean,
that's crazy.
People.
That is nuts.
It is nuts, I'm telling you. It's, I think the sooner everybody just follows the rules, the quicker this will be over. And I don't think it's fair that other people slow it down by doing that kind of stuff. Although it's ridiculously funny that she was in the boot, but it is slowing it down.
Yeah.
And the park across from me, even though the playground is cordoned off, people are still playing basketball. They're still playing football. The dog park is rammed with people. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But I do think if people just do what they're supposed to do, and then we can get on with life, because it got to me the other day a little bit, because my mum's lockdown is extended 3 weeks, and in the UK they were chit-chatting about it possibly being a 6-month social distancing, and then it dawns on you, it's going to be a long time since I see my family till I see them again. And it just got on my nerves a little bit the other day when you just really think about, the implications of this. So that's why I say, follow the steps, and then because we are all in it together. And then if we follow the steps, we're all helping each other. So, but I do have some really good news. Oh, Jane, by the way, Thursday at 8:00. So that's going to be 12 noon here in the States is when, again, you step outside and you clap for all of your essential workers.
Oh, great.
Here's good news. So my dad's cousin, who's 84, went into hospital with pneumonia. And while he was in there, he also tested positive for coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
The good news is he recovered and he went home. So that was great. His doctors were surprised. I mean, you're 84, you're coming already in with pneumonia.
That's right.
But that's some good news. oop, I've got a wiggly dog. She's wiggling a little bit. So, we were very happy to, get that
That's
news.
amazing. Yeah, I've basically, my mum's been on lockdown for a couple of weeks, and it's difficult when you're so used to your life being as it is, and now you've got to be careful of anything that comes into what is effectively your clean environment.
Yeah.
It's hard to adapt. Whether it's, and I'm trying to coach her and give her the advice each time about shopping that my brother drops over, or the post on the doorstep. And she's really kind of got into this really great, and she's really, really embraced it. And with the odd little exception, which was that, she said, it's so great, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm making sure there's an order to the post and to anything that comes in, I'm doing this, and I was reading in the newspaper the other day, and I went, oh yeah, you get a newspaper delivered every day, don't you? So what are you doing with that? She said, well, it's the newspaper. And so all of a sudden, because it's something that's just so natural, she hadn't applied the same thing, which I know it's different, but I mean, if you're going to do it, you don't know. I mean, they say, well, it can't last on newspaper. Well, nobody knows. It's a new thing. So
that's the thing.
Yeah. So it just takes a little bit of getting used to. So now we've kind of figured out a way that I mean, it's ridiculous, but why not? Let's just do it.
Well, that's how I feel. I'm just like, just do whatever you can.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's on packages. I mean, I did see video on the news of an Amazon delivery guy licking the packages that you're about to open as you eat your sausage roll.
Yeah. Why? Why would you do that?
I mean, there have been people that have licked. There's videos of them that have licked products on shelves with their tongue. There was a kid who licked a toilet, videoed himself, and he's got coronavirus. Now, it might not be from the toilet.
That's the least he deserves to get.
Yeah, I mean, there are people doing this, and it's sick. But so that's why you end up, opening all those boxes with plastic, with gloves or whatever. By the way, I have a tip. If you don't have gloves, you've run out, doggy poo bags. Great. Anyone with
Whatever
a dog
works, huh?
has a big supply of poop bags. But they're great. I'm in your car, you put your petrol in, put a poo bag on.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now, what was this thing
tip.
that our good friend Aidan Kent, the singing cabbie, was doing? Well, I know we shared that, but you I guess you connected with him more specifically about that. It's really about him kind of gathering assistance to do some home deliveries, right?
That's right. Well, a little bit more than that. So anyone that's watched the show previously, Aidan Kent is a singing cabbie in London. And of course, his business is almost down the toilet. But he put a plea out for other cab drivers to join him in supporting people, supporting the NHS and supporting people who need to get to and from hospital. Because there are still people that need to go to hospital for treatments, cancer treatments, and those kind of things. And so he put this plea out, and I think right now they've got 5 cabbies covering 5 areas. But it can be anything from delivering medicine, dropping people off at the hospital, bringing them back. So basically utilizing their knowledge of streets,
right,
that because they can get people around very easily, and feeling that they've got something to do. And it was interesting because after he put that plea out, Boris Johnson then put a plea out for volunteers to support the NHS. And he said, we're looking for 250,000 volunteers to do similar things, deliver medications, all that kind of stuff. And they had over 500,000 people sign up. It could be more than that even.
I think it was getting closer to like 700,000 or something, I believe.
I mean, that for me is just amazing. I mean, they ask for people like you're in good health, of course, and the ability to help. And I just thought it was amazing. So what Aidan's doing ties right into that.
Right.
And so if there are other cabbies that want to get involved, then go to Aidan's page, Singing Cabbie, Aidan Kent, and you just message him and he'll give you the information. But I think it's a wonderful thing, and it's necessary. It's absolutely needed.
I know both of us are kind of fans of LBC, but and it's not that. Yeah. I mean, obviously we want people to be able to tune into our show and whatever information, be it inane or informative, that we're delivering here, that's great. But I have to say, for me, LBC has been so great just to be able to kind of keep
I agree.
a hand and a touch on what's going on in the UK. So I've been having that kind of omnipresent for the last month. And actually went on there, actually it was a week or so ago I went on. I thought I called up about something. Actually, it was before we had shut down here in Las Vegas.
Right.
It was Darren Adam. I don't know if you catch his show.
Yes.
He does like the sort of 3 a.m. slot, which of course here is late afternoon, early evening. And I had a chat with him. So I was on there and he was asking what was going on in Las Vegas. So I kind of gave him an update then, but it was only a few days later that we shut down. And now, of course, the whole place is a complete, it's a ghost town. There's a couple of videos out there I'm sure you can see of every city, every major city that just looks like a ghost town. I'm sure there's going to be an interesting montage that somebody's going to do at some point of cities around the world. I can see that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But,
do you know what I do appreciate about LBC is they deliver information in a very calm way, and they never deliver anything unless they know that's the exact information. So I think they're very mindful of that.
Yeah.
I've pretty much stopped watching all the news here. I just, if the White House does a conference, I'll watch the White House conference. If the CDC does something, if our governor does something, that's where I just going to get my information from, because I can't stand listening to the news. It's got people so panicked and scared. It just serves to really stress people out, and the information's all over the place, and I can't stand it. So I'm like, go to the source where it's coming from. But I must admit, LBC's on all day for me. So I'm surprised I missed you calling in. I'm surprised about that.
I forgot to mention actually, it was a couple of weeks ago, but still, we've been busy.
Yeah, just a little bit. Are you still doing your Airstream?
Are
you still working
in fact,
on
next week, I was thinking about what we've got coming up next week. I am working on a little kind of update video, which it's not much, just a little bit of this, a bit of that. But I have been working pretty constantly on that thing. So that's been really good mentally, I think, actually. That's been very good. And then also, I think we're going to have Craig Muren, our financial expert, on next week as well.
Yeah, we're going to, he's either going to send us a video or we'll get him on live. And,
just maybe answer some of those. Yeah, get a little bit of advice from a financial perspective, particularly obviously relative to your retirement.
What's going on right now.
Yeah, and everything. Yeah, exactly. And then I think we may even have Eve. She doesn't know this yet, but I think we might actually have Eve on next week as well a little bit. So if you're watching Eve, you may not know this, but you're going to be on next week. So
he's just roped you in.
Yeah. Instant guess. So one way or another, we'll be able to make that happen.
Did everybody watch the iHeartRadio coronavirus relief concert that was hosted by Elton John?
No, I didn't even know it was happening.
It was on the other day, and I don't know if they're going to do another. I don't know, but it was Dave Grohl. I love him. Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey. She closed it out, and I don't know where he was, but he didn't have a grand piano. But I think he had his kids' keyboard, but he performed, did Elton, and
nice.
Gosh, he sounds fantastic. I mean, he sounds fantastic.
He's just turned 72. In fact, I forgot to mention it last week, but it was last Tuesday, his 72nd birthday. So happy belated birthday to Sir Elton, who of course I'm sure watches this show.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Friends of mine that own Wax Trax Records here in Vegas, they're best friends with Elton.
Well, they should get him on the show then.
I'll have to talk to Sully. I'm like, come on, we need Elton on our show. But I thought that was lovely to do that. And it was literally in their living rooms, on their couches.
Nice.
It wasn't, no high production. I mean, talk about being exposed. Yeah. But they were brilliant. I really loved that as well.
Well,
what else am I seeing?
I'm just down to 2 sausage rolls now. Travis, do you want one?
Sure.
You do? There you go.
Has he ever had one before? Have you ever had one before, Travis?
You've never had one?
No.
This could be interesting. He's biting it right now.
You've never lived.
He's pondering. He's nodding with agreement. Do you like it?
Yeah, absolutely. What is it? Just a croissant with like a...
It's a croissant.
No!
Is it a croissant with a sausage in it?
No!
He's got so much to learn.
It's a sausage roll.
He's got so much to learn.
Do you know, that makes me crazy when people say, oh, a Yorkshire pudding's like a... No, it's a Yorkshire pudding. And that's my pet peeve. Croissant. Come on, people.
Yeah, yeah.
Croissant.
Well, that's right.
It sounds
Did I
sexier when you
say?
do it that
Did
way,
I say?
Travis.
Did I say the
You said
American
it right.
way? I did. Oh, I
No,
don't know.
Travis did.
No,
But
Travis did.
Jim, you know, if he orders one at Starbucks, he purposely goes like this, and I'll have a croissant. No, I don't want to strangle him, and he does it to wipe me out.
Nice.
But talking of coffee and pastries and stuff,
Yeah.
there's a new coffee that everyone's making at home. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's called Dalgona, and this is how you make it. Instant coffee, and you've got to put it in a bowl, just the granules.
Right.
Sugar,
Yeah.
couple of tablespoons of water, and then you've got to whip that thing up. Whip it till it's really, really thick. And it does. It gets very foamy and thick.
Right.
Then you take a glass, put your ice in it, pour your milk in it, and then you pour the Dalgona, I guess, on the top, and then start to mix it in. And people are raving about it all over social media. So that's something you can do at home.
All right. Well, I'm curious. I'll try it. So let's just recap then. So next week we've got Craig Mirren, we've got Eve Dawes,
Yeah.
even though she doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
We've got our hot cross bun challenge that Mark McGarry just gave us. So that's
Yes.
it. We're going to be doing that and an Airstream catch up. So I mean, basically, we don't even really need to do much. We could just run all these items and just sit back and relax.
We could just watch along.
I think we should do that. But yeah, I think
There is one more thing.
You got one more thing. All right, give us your one more thing.
I have a lot more, but a couple of days ago, we asked everybody, what are you watching on television right now? So,
oh, yeah, that's right, you did.
Some of the things people were watching were Hetty Wainthropp, which is, and I don't know her real name, Hyacinth Bouquet. The actress who plays Hyacinth Bouquet. She's a detective, but like a grandma detective, and it's brilliant, I have to say.
Murder, She Wrote?
No, it's called Hetty Wainthropp.
Oh, okay.
And then we've got Are You Being Served? People love that still.
Are You Being Served? Oh my gosh.
Dick Emery. Do you remember Dick Emery?
Oh wow. Yeah.
Grand Hotel. I haven't watched it yet, but it is on subtitles. It's with subtitles.
Grand Hotel. I don't know any of these. Well,
I recommend Cuckoo. I recommend Chewing Gum, and I recommend Man Down. Man Down, you will laugh from beginning to end.
Is it a new one or is it an old one?
Oh, it's been for a while, but still funny.
Okay.
But you know what? I did watch. Did you watch Tiger King?
No, I have avoided it. I'm not sure I really want to get into it.
Right. It's really not
me.
what you think it. It's not what you think it is. You know, it's not some educational thing about animal abuse. It's really not. I mean, there are some unsettling scenes. There are. But it's really about the underbelly of the big cat tiger business, and the people that are all involved and connected to it is crazy. Now, what you will get from it though is don't go to zoos and don't go to roadside zoos and don't go to sanctuaries, which are often called scamtuaries because they're not educational. So you will get in the first couple of episodes. It's a little bit unsettling. And I'm saying that because I've seen, working with animals, some horrendous abuse. You know what I mean? It's a little bit unsettling, but it's really not an education. It's not a Blackfish by no means.
Right.
But the people involved, it gives you a real insight into that world. And you will have a big takeaway from it. But it's quite jaw-dropping all the way through it to the end. It is quite.
Believe it or not, I haven't actually watched really much TV. A few movies, but not really much in the way of TV so far. So I think I'm trying to stretch it out. I'm going to get to that point. I mean, who knows how long we're in this for? But you know, I've kind of kept busy to this point. Maybe TV will come in a week or two's time. So if I do, I might kind of watch with one eye and see if I can bear it. I don't think I'm going to like it, but it seems like everybody else is getting into it. So we'll see.
And there's another good one that people are watching, and I've watched it, and it's called The Stranger, and it's brilliant. It's a brilliant show.
Have been watching that, and they keep telling me to watch that. So again, I will probably watch that one, and I'll save that one for when TV is becoming the next option. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. You done? You got everything out? Are you complete?
I've always got.
I know you've always got something to say.
But I'll save it. I'll save it for next week.
Yeah, we add it to next week's, you know. These people have got to move on. They've got so many things to do in their daily life. You know, as we all do. But as always, if you can make sure that you can like and share and like and let everybody know so that we can pick up some more viewers and page followers. We always would like that because, you know, we've been here now. I think this is show 29, be our 30th anniversary next week.
Is it
It's a
really?
30th anniversary show. Yeah, I think so. Travis and I
Gosh,
were
it's
trying to
gone so
decide whether
fast.
it was this one or next one. We've sort of lost count a bit, but we think next week is our 30th anniversary.
Well, I think it'll be nice when we get to go back in the studio. I mean, before we go, what's the first thing you're going to do when this is over?
Oh, good Lord. I hadn't even thought about that.
Do you know what I want? I want to do a street
Go around
party.
and just like stand really close to people
Like,
randomly? I don't know.
I miss seeing my friends and hugging them.
Well, there's that. Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yeah, I do miss that. I must say, but I like the idea of a street party like we do back in England, you know, for royal weddings and jubilees and stuff like that. I love the whole idea. I've got a dog trying to climb up here. I love the whole idea of having buntings and just people celebrating. And I guess it would feel very much like when the war was over. My mum said when they announced the war was over, it was amazing, you know. Yeah. And I hope we all feel that way. So
well, we can't wait until that happens, but until it does, you know, we'll keep on, you know, hanging in there. Hope you guys are doing great, and of course, you know, stay connected with what we're doing here, and we'll always try to kind of, you know, give a little bit of lightness to whatever's going on. I mean, we all know about the bad stuff, so we'll try and you know, help ourselves as much as anybody else out there get through this thing. So thanks very much for you guys joining us. Thank you, Sam, as always, and thank you to Travis for running the gauntlet and being here today as well. So and thank you to Thornton.
Yes, it's like hey.
All right, we're out of here.